check out Paddy Power's new and exclusive Cash Card Plus, available to use online, at ATMs, or even down the local. Paddy Power, you beauty.
Hi there, welcome to the Racing Post Football Postcast. I'm Bruce Millington and I'm joined this week by James Milton and Joe Champion from the Racing Post Sports Desk, and also from Paddy Power making a welcome postcast return, Adrian Croak coming up. It's an international football bonanza as the battle to get to Russia for the 2018 World Cup finals heats up. Not long to go now. By November we will know, how many teams is it this year? 32 still? We're 48 next time, aren't we?
Yeah, I think it's 30.
Is it? Christ, that's a bad start, isn't it? We can't even remember how many teams there are. It's probably about 96.
It's going to be great, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And to that end, we've got an absolutely packed postcard. We're looking at no fewer than 11 matches involving the home international sides and the Republic of Ireland, and also a blockbuster tonight as France take on Holland. Plus, we've got a chance to win, or you've got a chance, I haven't got a chance, to win a free £25 or €25 football bet, courtesy of our sponsors, Paddy Power. Because we've got so many games to rattle through, we won't have 6 questions. Also, there's not much point looking at it because we're doing this on Thursday morning, and Jim White hasn't even been seen entering Sky HQ with his Louis Vuitton wash bag and his headphones, so we don't know who's going to play for who, so it's all up in the air. Next Thursday, we'll have a much clearer idea as the domestic stuff returns, and we will have a chat about the domestic scene then. We will, though, have everyone's best bets on the football coupon. I hope you've had a good study up at League One and League Two. Right, without further ado then, Thursday, the first of the live international matches, and this should be a belter, 7:45. France versus Holland. Lots of people think that France are the team to beat at the next World Cup. I tell you what, Adrian, would it completely throw you if I asked for a World Cup show now, this minute, before we get stuck into France v Holland? Or have you got France-Holland queued up and it's going to absolutely ruin your plans?
I've got France-Holland queued up, but I suppose...
Let's do France-Holland, OK? While the lads are talking, you can get a World Cup show and we'll get some outright thoughts. Right then, France versus Holland. How do Paddy Power bet?
We've got France here at 1-2, the draws 3-1, Holland are 5s.
James Milton, what's going to happen here?
Yeah, I mean, Holland are now in real danger of missing out on another major tournament, and
they're only a little country. There's no reason why they should keep qualifying, is there?
Yeah, but their glorious history, sets expectations high. But then you see the weakness of their domestic league, and it is difficult for them. I mean, they've kept one clean sheet in their last 11 away games, and that does not bode well for a trip to France, who've got an incredible array of attacking talent. I like the look of France to score in both halves, actually. Paddy Power offering 7-5 about that. I think they could win pretty comfortably. Holland lost 2-0 in Bulgaria in their last away game, conceded on their trip to Luxembourg, which doesn't make for very good reading. And I think France could romp this one.
Okay, Joe, we were looking at it the other day. France's fourth team would virtually be favourites to beat England's first team. They have got unbelievable strength in every position. It's absolutely phenomenal. Do you think they'll romp to victory here?
I think they're the right price at 2s on. I don't really fancy them to win at that price, though. I'd prefer to back both teams to score. I think since Dick Advocaat took charge again, Holland have been a bit better going forward. They're relying too much on the old guard. They're still there. Robben, Van Persie, Schneider, they're still in the squad, but they can create chances. And France, they're not defensively as sound as they are going forward, really. In the Euros, they conceded against Ireland, Romania, I think, and Iceland. They conceded 2 against in that remarkable game. So, both teams to score for me. They conceded against Luxembourg, I think, in qualifying as well.
Absolutely. OK, that'll do. Right, Adrian, you got a view on that game?
I personally think France are a little short at 1-2, but they are by far the better team. It's the weakest Dutch tie I can ever remember seeing in my lifetime. But if I was going for anything on it there, I probably would be going the draw-no bet on Holland, something like 4-1.
Blimey, bold stuff from Adrian. OK, Adrian, take us through the latest betting from Paddy Power on the 2018 World Cup.
So sitting there, favourites is Germany at 5s, Brazil are 13-2, France are 7-1, Spain 10s, Argentina 9s, Belgium 16s, Italy 16s, and England 20s, and the European champions are 25s.
Portugal. Blimey, my short-term memory's not great. OK, James, if you're having a bet on the World Cup right now, who would you back?
I think you've mentioned France's depth. I think that's the price that stands out for me still. I mean, they've obviously been punted quite a lot in the last few months, but we saw what Monaco did last season in the Champions League, and just so many quality youngsters. The age of the squad as well looks very promising.
So you'd be with France. Who would you be with, Joey?
Yeah, probably France, but I just wonder about Spain. If Real Madrid are doing so well, and they've got a few Spanish players in their team, so if they can get that working in the same way that Barcelona
They've
did.
got David Villa back in the squad.
Well, he won't be a starting striker though, will he? They've got the likes of Morata.
Well,
so.
yeah. They've never really been fussed about forwards, have they? Just have 8 whole players, don't they?
That
And
seems
hope
to
to
work
create a ton of chances. So you go for Spain. Who would you go for, Adrian, at this juncture?
I actually fancy the Brazilian team at the moment. I really do think they're up there with the best in the world. I find Germany too short, so really anyone but Germany is kind of value at the top of the market, I'd say.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And we've yet to find out who the pseudo-Shrewdies long shot is, have we? Is that starting to take shape?
I think they're still hiding after Austria's efforts at the Euros. Which
well, yeah, but I mean, Colombia, Yugoslavia.
Has anyone mentioned Belgium as a dark horse?
No, they're not. They're busted flush now, aren't they? But there will be one that emerges. Okay, we press on. Friday night, Lithuania versus Scotland. How do you bet on that one, Adrian?
So we've got Lithuania here at 7-2. The draw is 23-10, and Scotland are 4-6.
You can go first on this one, Adrian. What's going to happen? What's the bet?
Using my great knowledge of the Lithuanian football team, I think the best I can do here is Scotland should be able to do this at 4-6. They had a decent draw with England the last time, but it's a tough game to really be too knowledgeable about. I didn't see the Lithuania-England game, but if you're looking at it, I'd always kind of be thinking more the overs should
cut. Adrian, James rather, he's got notes coming out of his ears on this one. So what have you got for us?
I actually spent breakfast researching goal times in this game, and I'm a sorry individual, aren't I?
Not at all.
But more goals in the second half caught my eye. There've been plenty of late goals in Lithuania's home games. Their last goal came in 84th minute, 90th, 62nd, 45th, 90th, 84th, and 90th again. So I think there could be some late action. I mean, instinctively, you look at Scotland at 4-6 for an away international and kind of run away from that price. But they have been improving a bit. I wouldn't have them at 4-6 particularly. But yeah, more goals in the second half for me.
Okay, I'm slightly disappointed you don't use a fountain pen, James. You're quite a sort of traditional guy, aren't you? You don't have a television set or anything.
I do have a fountain pen, but I've opted for the working man's biro today.
James is sitting there going, oh, bloody hell's sorry, Joe's, what the hell's a fountain pen? Fountain pens are before your time, aren't they?
No, I did used to have one at school.
Did you?
Did you have a Schaefer nonsense?
Yeah, I had a Schaefer.
That's your starter, yeah.
Yeah, quite a sort of chunky thing.
Yeah, you don't get too inky with that one, yeah.
I hated fountain pens. Right, Joe, what's going to happen in Lithuania, Scotland?
I think Scotland probably will win, but 4-6, like James has mentioned, is short enough. Lithuania, we don't know too much about their players, but they've Slovenia and Slovakia. I'm sorry, Slovenia and Slovakia is they've both been there. I think they drew with Slovenia and they beat Slovakia by one. Slovakia beat them by 1 goal. So they're probably a similar ilk to Scotland, those sorts of teams. So Scotland win by 1 goal, 12-5, maybe a bit better value.
Okie doke, 7:45, Malta versus England. I guess England is. I mean, I'm trying to get excited about this. They'll win 2 or 3-0, won't they? I mean, it's going to happen. What's the odds on the match, and then what price 2-0 and 3-0, please, Adrian?
So we've got the match here at 75-1. The draw is 12-1, and England are 1-40 to win it. If you look for 2-0, you've got 9-2, and 3-0 at 4-1.
2-0 and 3-0, so that's 38% chance, 13-8 that England win 2-0 or 3-0. About sort of right. Adrian, you go first. What's going to happen?
I think England should have enough to do it here.
Bold prediction there. Bold prediction.
Might be the nap of the week, maybe.
Yeah.
1-40 seems like decent value here. I mean, they're probably more of a 1-100 shot realistically, if not even shorter.
Seriously though, there's no betting tax obviously anymore. Will you get people smashing in and like having huge bets like 40,000 to win 1,000, or is it more that they try and perm this one with like 10 others and try and create a sort of even money shot?
Yeah, you'll be seeing this one more permed with Belgium and whoever's playing Kosovo and Gibraltar and all that kind of stuff. All the 1-10 and shorter shots. So.
And you always get out the shit, don't you? One of them draws, don't they, in the last minute?
One of them seems to ruin it somehow.
Okay. James, Malta versus England.
Yeah, I mean, your 2-0, 3-0 sounds about right, really. England won 2-0 at home. Malta did lose 5-1 at home to Scotland, but I think most of their games have been tighter than that. The one thing I did notice is a few discipline problems for the Maltese. In 6 qualifiers, they've had 4 red cards. So I'd be interested in some cards bets maybe, and also a penalty to be scored, which I think Paddy Power have quoted at 11-4. Scotland scored one against Malta. Lithuania did. You expect England to boss possession and be attacking Malta, and yeah, I think they've got a decent chance of.
Who takes our pens these days?
Kane, I imagine.
Harry Kane, yeah.
I would imagine so.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Joe, have you got a strong view on this one?
Not particularly, no. Yeah, we've already mentioned Harry Kane. I think first goal scorer 15-8 is probably a reasonable shout, to be honest. I agree, England 2-0, 3-0 is probably the most... Sorry, completely lost my words there.
That's all right. I do that every
the most
week.
likely scoreline.
Okie doke, right. It's also 7:45 on Friday. San Marino v Northern Ireland. Again, we're relying heavily on the lads here for bets, because when you hear these fixtures getting read out, you kind of wilt a bit, don't you? But hopefully there's some bets going on. San Marino versus Northern Ireland. How do Paddy Power bet?
We've got San Marino here at 80s, to draw at 12s, and Northern Ireland at 1-40.
1-40, same price as England. And San Marino a bigger price than Malta. Blimey. Right, James, what's the bet?
I mean, in these games, you look at the correct scores, and you basically have to factor in the fact that it's going to be 0 to San Marino, isn't it? So 7-2 about Ireland, 3-0. You know, for a normal league game, that doesn't sound a tempting correct score price, but I think that could be about right. They won the home game 4-0. I mean, San Marino have had a pretty tough run of fixtures for about the last 40 years, probably. Yeah. But particularly these last 6. About 8-0 and 7-0 against Germany.
They can say there's no easy games at this level, can't they?
And they lost 8-0 in a friendly to Italy, who don't try in friendlies, as we know.
That's appalling.
I mean, I think Italy scored their 8th in the 65th minute, and then obviously declared. But,
with someone sipping a cappuccino. And
so that's a pretty eye-catching one. So yeah, I mean, it's damage limitation for them every time they.
So what's
they go
the tip?
3-0 Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I looked at the correct scores, and 2 or 3-0 just Dutch the pair of them, really. Northern Ireland are in the box seat to at least get a playoff place, aren't they, if they win, and then they've got Czech Republic on Monday. That's the big one for them, so they'll ease off in the second half, I think.
What about some 2-0, 3-0 cross doubles? Malta, England and San Marino, Northern Ireland. Fancy that, Joe?
Why not, yeah. Get involved.
Okay. Right, Saturday, Georgia versus Ireland. Big one here for producer Jack and for Adrian Croak. Have we got any prices for Ireland to qualify, by the way, Adrian? What's the rough chances of them making it to Russia?
Last time I checked, it was 4-7, so it shouldn't have changed too much.
Oh, okay. Right, it's interesting because our boss, Alan Byrne, always goes and follows the boys in green at major tournaments, so it'd be interesting to hear about his adventures in Russia if they get over there. Will they get over there, though, or will they make qualification more likely by winning in Georgia? What's the match prices?
At the moment, Georgia here are 4-1, the draw is 12-5, and Ireland are 4-6.
And where are you going to watch it? 5 o'clock Saturday, Adrian. That's will you have a few beers beforehand and get down the pub?
I tend to have a few beforehand anyway. It's a big sporting weekend over here this weekend. So
what else is happening?
You've got the All-Ireland hurling final on the Sunday, which would be...
who's in that?
It's Galway versus Waterford this year.
All right. Is it close? Betting-wise?
Yeah, pretty close betting-wise. I think it's 1-2 Galway and 2-1. 4-9 Galway and 2-1 for Waterford with the draw 10s.
Who's going to win that?
Galway are favourites. Haven't won it since 1988. Waterford haven't won one since, I believe, the 1950s. So it's kind of a
bit of a retro one.
Bit of a retro one, yeah. None of the big teams. Well, I suppose Galway were favourites, but.
And if there's a draw in the final, do they still do the replay the following week?
They still do the replay the following week.
Absolutely superb. That right. Anyway, back to Georgia versus Ireland then. After you've had your 5th pint of Guinness, what will you be looking to back here, Adrian?
I hate backing Ireland at 4-6 away. I remember the last time they played Georgia. It's definitely something that you'd be looking. I mean, the under 2.5 is 1-2 here, and that is probably actually value. I mean, there's not going to be a lot of goals in this. It's hard to see what's going to happen here, but I would be looking at the draw at half-time, maybe 10-11. Ireland are a team that'll probably if they're going to win it, they're going to score late in the second half usually.
Okay, you'll be looking at it slightly more dispassionately, James. What do you think the bet here is?
I'm a bit more confident about some entertainment in this one. I mean, Ireland, should be in good heart. 12 points from 6 games, and both teams have scored in 5 of Georgia's 6 qualifiers. So I was looking at Ireland to win and both teams to score 7-2. Georgia lost 2-1 at home to Austria, 3-1 at home to Serbia last time out. I think Ireland are playing with a bit of swagger now. They've got some nice players in midfield, Brady and Houlihan and Conor Horan's started the season well at Villa. John Walters, the iconic John Walters should be fit, I think. So yeah, I think they'll have enough to win.
You think it'll be a thriller? Excellent, Joe. What's your view?
I'm not so sure it will be a thriller. I think Ireland will go and get the job done, but they're not much of a price. Probably Ireland to win 1-0. Maybe they did the same sort of thing when they went to Austria. So similar sort of game plan.
Okay, right. And the other game on Saturday, 7:45, Wales versus Austria. Should be a good game, this. How do Paddy Power bet, Adrian?
We've got Wales here at 11-10, the draw is 15-8, and Austria 12-5.
Joe, you go first.
Yeah, I think Wales are probably a decent value, really. When we talk about Austria underwhelming at the Euros, they've underwhelmed since in qualifying as well. Bale's back, and he's a massive part of that side, so I think he will be able to get them going, and they should win the game. Just
Wales straight win. Okay, Jamesy?
Yeah, I think the context of the group is important here. These two sides both on 8 points, are 4 behind Serbia and Ireland, so, a draw, to use the old cliche, is not going to do either of them any good. So I think it's going to be another exciting attacking game. It was 2-2 in Austria. Both teams to score at 11-10 looks a big price. As Joe mentioned, Austria really struggling. They've won 4 of their last 16 internationals. Those were against Albania, Malta, Georgia and Moldova. I think Wales, the way they've been playing in the last couple of years, are certainly stronger than that kind of mob. So yeah, both teams to score, but yeah, I couldn't argue with Joe's confidence about the Welsh either.
Lovely stuff, Adrian. You got a view on this one?
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement. The draw does nothing here for either team, so it should be kind of a open enough game. So maybe the overs at 5-4 might have a bit in it.
Lovely. That sounds like a good game. I'm going to watch that one. Right, you've got me all excited about the international football there, lads. Loads of great tips. Let's see if there's some more great tips as we do our Saturday naps.
This will not be beaten.
Bloodshed last week, wasn't it? Absolutely hopeless, weren't we? Are any of you saying speak for yourself?
Mine nicked a 4-3 win at Exeter.
Oh, Exeter, yes, they did. Sorry, yeah, good shout.
Yeah, not in the style I was
anticipating. By a red card for Wigan, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were, and I think mine was just crap. Yeah, I did West Ham draw no better than Newcastle. There's no excuses with that. Right, okay. Adrian, you haven't been on for ages, so we'll let you go first. What's your weekend nap?
I'm going to buck the trend and go against Luton this weekend and take Lincoln at 15-8.
Yeah, it should be a good game. I'm looking forward to that. So Adrian's going for Lincoln at 15-8 to beat Luton Town. Joe, champion, who are you going for?
I'll go Southend to beat Rochdale. Southend won the opening day, hasn't been so good since, but they were apparently better than the results suggested against Gillingham at the weekend, and Dale haven't won this season, so I'll go with them.
James?
I'm taking on Joe's beloved MK Dons with Oxford. Oxford draw no better, 11-8 in this game. They've taken 7 points from their first 4 games. The Dons have lost 3 of 4, including a 4-1 drubbing at Blackburn last time out. And I think Oxford are a decent value here.
Are you nodding dolefully in agreement on that one?
Yeah, I put up the same thing in the RFO the other day. So.
Okay, fine. And I'm going to go over 2.5 goals in Doncaster versus Peterborough at 4-6. They've scored 20, or their 8 combined games this season have featured 28 games. So I think that will be a rip-roaring clash. Right, competition time every week. We give you the chance to win a free £25 or €25 bet courtesy of Paddy Power. Last week's winner was Marcus Rooney from Blackpool. I can't remember what the question is, but you got it right, Marcus. Well played. Your free bet will be credited to your account. This week's question: who manages the Wales national football team? Piece of cake, that one. Simply tweet your answer using the hashtag Postcast to be in with a chance of winning. We will announce the winner next Thursday.
Check out Paddy's new VIPP Club. Get a £10 free bet every week when you place 5 bets of £10 or more. Max £10 bonus per person per week. Excludes shops. Selected odds. Conditions and exclusions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
It's the Racing Post Weekend Postcast. I'm Bruce Millington, and I'm joined by James Milton, Joe Champion, and Paddy Power's Adrian Croak. We're looking ahead to the second lot of matches this weekend on World Cup weekend, and we'll start with the Monday night clash at 7:45. England v It says Slovakia, so I don't know whether that's Slovenia or Slovakia. I'm presuming it's Slovakia. I've always got them down as exactly the same country. One day I'll go to them and see if there is a difference. England v Slovakia. Adrian Croak, how do Paddy Power bet?
We've got England here 3-10. The draw is 4-1, and Slovakia 8-1.
Right, again, it's England at home in a World Cup qualifier against one of those Eastern European countries. It's 1-0 or 2-0 now, isn't it? We knew that England Malta would be 2-0 or 3-0. This is 1-0 or 2-0, isn't it, James?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I mean you're struggling to find bets. I mean obviously we mentioned in the Malta game Harry Kane was kind of 15-8 to score first there. Be presume a short price favourite again. Yeah, you can't see England going mad. Maybe the draw England double result could be the way to go.
Draw England for James. Who for you, Joe?
Yeah, I'm actually going to this game, so I hope it's
lovely.
more exciting than.
How much have you paid for your ticket, or have you blagged a freebie?
20 quid or something.
20 quid?
Yeah, it's not
excellent. You've got a telescope, have you? You'll be fair way back for that one.
Yeah, I haven't got the best eyesight either. So.
Blimey. Yeah. Probably just as well.
Well, as James said, I was just thinking draw and maybe England. They're a bit frustrated in Slovakia in Big Sam's only outing as international manager. So, England a big drawing at half-time.
What will you wear to that game? Normal mufti, or will you wear an England shirt, face paint?
I think I'm in the office, so I'll probably wear whatever I'm wearing that day.
Okay, so. Well, that will be the standard Joe Champion wear, won't it? A pair of joggers and a tee.
Yeah.
Okay, Adrian, what do you think will happen here?
Again, England should probably have enough here, but it's hard to know what they're going to do in these games. I mean, I thought they'd have enough for Scotland. They drew.
It's not hard. They struggle, they huff, they puff, and then they score either 1 or 2 goals. That's what always happens.
Yeah, they're fine at qualifying. We'll enjoy it when they get to the World Cup.
What's the draw England price?
The England to draw 4-1.
No. The draw half-time
result.
England full-time on the double result. That's what the boys have put up.
The draw half-time England full-time is 11-4 at the moment.
Sounds all right, doesn't it? Yeah, could have some of that. Right, 7:45, Scotland versus Malta. Malta, having entertained or received rather England on the Friday, now travel to Scotland to take on Gordon Strachan's men, and this could be one of the shortest prices Scotland will ever be to win a football match, Adrian.
I expect it is. If it's 1-50 anyway, the draw 12s and Malta 75s. So basically the inverse of Malta away to England.
What's the score going to be then, Adrian?
Do Scotland really rack up scores? I'd be looking.
Well, they won 5-1 at Malta's place, didn't they?
Yeah. You'd probably be thinking they should be able to hit 3 or 4 at home comfortably.
Okay. James, got any inspiration for this one?
Possibly 4-0 Scotland could be the one. I mean, as I mentioned, that 5-1, I think Malta ended that game with 9 men, which when you start off being as good as Malta are is quite a handicap. So, as much as I'm not tempted by Scotland away from home, I think they should get the job done in style.
4-0, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, Joe, what have you got for us?
I'd be inclined to go under on the goals, actually, because, as James mentioned, they finished with 9 men. It's only 2-0 after about an hour when they were reduced to 10. So Malta might be able to put up some grim resistance for a little while. So under 3.5, maybe?
Under 3.5. Righty-ho. And the other Monday night, 7:45 game, Northern Ireland versus Czech Republic. What's the latest betting here, please, Adrian?
13-10 for Northern Ireland. The Czech Republic are 17-10, and the draw is 11-5.
Right, well, earlier on the show, you both tipped Northern Ireland to absolutely whip San Marino's arse. It's going to be slightly closer, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be. I mean, they've done so well at home, though, haven't they, Northern Ireland? I'm very loath to oppose them.
What do we know about the old Czechs?
I think they've scored a few goals, but they concede quite a lot as well. I think they're a period of transition in Czech football.
Who's their main man these days?
It's hard to say.
That's a shame. They always used to have 1 or 2 guys, didn't they? You know?
Yeah.
Thomas
Who's the
boys?
Who's the lad? Patrick
Schick.
Yes, who was linked with Juventus over the summer. Did he
He's
actually
gone to Roma, isn't he?
Oh, he's got. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So the score will be, James.
I'm going to go 1-1 in this one.
Okay. Joe, what are you going to go?
I'll go for Northern Ireland. I think that we've mentioned how good they are at home. I just think they need to win. They'll get it done.
Okay, and the final dose of international football on this is it's 6 days of international football, isn't it? Oh no, is there anything on Sunday? Do we get a blessed relief on Sunday? Perhaps we do. Anyway, Tuesday, 2 games. Moldova versus Wales, Ireland versus Serbia. Give us the prices on both those games and one tip, please, Adrian.
We actually haven't released our prices for those games yet, given how tight the group is and what the results on Saturday will do to it.
All right, fair enough. Go on, Ireland, Serbia. You're going to go to that, Adrian?
I am actually.
You got a ticket. And what do you expect to happen there?
Well, if we're looking at it and it's still a competitive game, I mean, Ireland should be about 13-10, 11-8 at home to Serbia, something like that. We robbed them in Serbia. I mean, we did not deserve to beat them there. I think we drew, actually.
Why would it not be a competitive game?
Well, if Austria and Wales both draw, then a nice draw between Serbia and Ireland at home will almost guarantee both sides.
Oh, right. We've got the old Moody draw potential, have we?
The Moody draw potential, yeah. It'll come
fair
down to
enough.
goal difference then.
James, have you got any inspiration at this stage on the Tuesday night matches? If not, feel free to say no.
Yeah, I mean, look, Wales in Moldova. I think probably you can't go far wrong backing Gareth Bale first goal anytime, score a brace. I mean, away from home, he's a massive threat. They drew in Serbia when he was suspended, but I mean, he's a terrific player to have in your team.
Absolutely, Joe.
Yeah, I agree with James. Gareth Bale, anytime or doubles or whatever.
Okay, right now listen. To round it off, we need an international nap. So we've got all these matches coming up. We need. If you're only betting on one international match this weekend, who's it going to be? James Milton.
I am going for that odds against both teams to score Wales, Austria.
Okay, Wales, Austria on Saturday at 7:45. Joe, you panickingly reached for your phone there, didn't you?
Yeah, can you go Adrian first?
Phone a friend.
Yeah, okay, Adrian, what's your international nap?
I think I might stick with England at the 1-40 there.
England 1-40, sticking your neck out there, don't go mad. And Joe?
I can't think of one. Since I'm going, I'll go
look,
with...
You've got all those, turn your bit of paper over. You've got all those matches we've talked about. There must be a good bet among that lot, surely.
I'll go with Dutch in Northern Ireland to win 2-0, 3-0 against San Marino. Northern
Ireland to win 2-0 or 3-0 against San Marino. There you go. Well done, lads. Thank you very much. We got through it. We're back next Thursday looking at the resumption of domestic football. So please do join us for that. And if you enjoy listening to the postcasts, make sure you rate, review and subscribe on iTunes.
Check out Paddy Power's new and exclusive Cash Card Plus, available to use online, at ATMs or even down the local. Paddy Power, you beauty!